Hi people, me again obviously, Moreno Ravenberg. Yeah, as you can tell, it's gonna be a really quick video on a pagan god. It's been a while since I've done a pagan god video, a good while if I'm not mistaken, called Melqart. That's spelled Melqart. I repeat, Melqart. Pronounced Melqart. Now, let me just read the snippet from the Wikipedia section that you can find, or the Wikipedia article, I mean, not section, that you can find linked in the description below. Melqart, Romanized Melqart, was the tutelary god of the Phoenician city-state of Tyre and a major deity in the Phoenician and Punic pantheons. He may have been central to the founding myths of various Phoenician colonies throughout the Mediterranean, as well as the source of several myths concerning the exploits of Heracles. And FYI for people, some sources state that Hercules, so that derived from the Greek Heracles, so the Hercules we all know, is actually derived from this guy Melqart, from this god Melqart, major Phoenician god. Many cities were thought to be founded in one way or another and protected by Melqart, no doubt springing from the original Phoenician practice of building a temple of Melqart at new colonies. Similar to Tammuz and Adonis, he symbolized an annual cycle of death and rebirth. Melqart was typically depicted as bearded or with sideburns, dressed only in either a lion's skin or rounded shepherd's hat and a loincloth, reflecting his dual role. As both protector of the world and ruler of the underworld, he was often shown holding an ankh or flower as a symbol of life and a fenestrated axe as a symbol of death. A fenestrated axe is simply an axe with that that has dual blades, so on both sides. Now, anyways, another interesting thing is Hannibal, a story regarding Hannibal. Hold on. And for those of you that need a reminder in terms of who Hannibal is like he was a major general in classical antiquarial times, regarding the what was that civilization called again? A civilization that went to war with the Romans, the Carthaginians, yeah, the Carthaginian Empire. They gave Rome a run for their money and almost annihilated Rome. And Hannibal was one of the greatest generals, arguably, that ever was, up to present day. And he brought the whole Romans to heel almost. Anyways, this is an interesting story. Also in the Wikipedia article, Hannibal was a faithful worshipper of Melqart. The Roman historian Levi records the story that just before setting off on his march to Italy, he made a pilgrimage to Gades, the most ancient seat of Phoenician worship in the West. Hannibal strengthened himself spiritually by prayer and sacrifice at the altar of Melqart. He returned to New Carthage with his mind focused on the god, and on eve of departure to Italy he saw a strange vision which he believed was sent by Melqart. A youth of divine beauty appeared to Hannibal in the night. The youth told Hannibal he had been sent by the supreme deity Jupiter to guide the son of Hamilcar to Italy. "Follow me," said the ghostly visitor, "and see that thou look not behind thee." Hannibal followed the instructions of the visitor. His curiosity, however, overcame him, and as he turned his head, Hannibal saw a serpent crashing through forest and thicket, causing destruction everywhere. It moved as a black tempest, with claps of thunder and flashes of lightning gathered behind the serpent. When Hannibal asked the meaning of the vision, the being replied, "What thou beholdest is the desolation of Italy. Follow thy star and inquire no farther into the dark councils of heaven." So yeah, that's an interesting story, provided that it actually did occur and or happen. Now, let's head on over to the information. Melqart, unsurprisingly, today is Wednesday. I mean, for me, it's 3:35 a.m. in the morning, but it's still Wednesday, you know, Jupiter's day, so Thursday will begin when the sun comes up around 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. for me. You know, I'm a night owl, so yeah, I only go to sleep like in the late at night, 4 or 5 a.m. So, unsurprisingly, Melqart is mercurial. Melqart is, I repeat, mercurial. It corresponds to 26 degrees in Virgo, and the degree stands for plotting. It stands for someone that schemes and plots and whatnot. And Melqart also has some Venusian influences or a hint of Venusian influence within a certain context, the excess levels even, but only within a certain context and metaphorically speaking. And that specifically zodiac sign Libra. So Mercurial, Virgo with a hint of Libra. The Libra hints simply at someone being more of a show off and someone that makes a spectacle as a means of getting attention, and also has a lot in the way of beauty and refinement and youthfulness about him. So yeah, Melkart definitely embodies those traits, and I read the Wikipedia article, not in full because it's quite a long article with numerous affiliations of Melkart and possible things that are derived from him and whatnot. But from what I read, and my intuition tells me, yeah, it's enough. You don't need to read more. Melkart does indeed embody those things that he does indeed embody the things that he was worshipped for. So essentially, Melkart deals with all things that the zodiac sign Virgo is attributed to, or all the things that are attributed to Virgo. Think of craftsmanship, perfectionism, being discriminatory, being selective, being picky, labor, work. It just goes on. Okay, just specifically labor and work in a refined context. So, and that also includes, for example, things like medicine, things that have to do with the forest, like wood logging, you name it, stuff like that. And for the rest, beauty and virility and youthfulness and refinement. Yeah, those are all the things that Melkart symbolizes, and he does indeed embody those values, those spiritual values. In terms of appearance, Melkart appears as um, he appears as a typical Mediterranean like individual. He appears obviously, typically, generally speaking, because I'm saying obviously because generally speaking that is the case. He appears as his followers, more or less, essentially. Think of a Mediterranean guy, like a guy that's brownish slightly with olive skin. I want to say similar to me, but not so much. He has like a fine V-shaped face, and for the rest, he looks like someone from classical times. He has a spear, he's wearing armor, a typical robe and or tunic that is greenish also, but olive green. So green mixed with brown, or beige, if you will. And that is it. For the rest, he simply said that he likes to be not left alone, but he likes to be at peace because the majority, his followers essentially, and those that worshipped him, have been eradicated, bluntly put, a long time ago. So yeah, and in terms of working with him, the answer is like with most gods, it's the same. People that are serious and truly serious, and those that are truly serious will see it for themselves. And yeah, last but not least, before I go, I honestly didn't want to cover thing. It's been so long since I've covered a pagan god, but for some reason, in a matter of speaking, for some reason, I couldn't let go of the idea. So yeah, here we are. That is all. Goodbye.